Welcome to reality.
Okay.
The man you're looking at is 24-year-old YouTuber Randy Stair. He's obsessed with two things not often found together, the
Turn
cartoon
it
Danny
down a little
Phantom
bit.
and Columbine. Although this should have raised red flags, when Randy's descent into madness went overlooked by those around him, nothing would stand in his way from becoming a mass killer. What's up, EWOO crew? It's the Raven, here to share another shocking, interesting, or just strange, but
Just
very true story with you. Today's subject is
Woody.
Randy Stair, more popularly remembered as Andrew Blaze. Despite being known by his YouTube pseudonym, I'm going to use his legal name Randy when talking about him, as this is the name that would eventually become
What's up?
infamous. What makes this case
He
uniquely
said, "Hey,
disturbing is
I
the
want to
fact
know
that
what's up."
Randy actually
Oh,
videotaped
okay.
everything, up until the day of his massacre, and left behind a trail of disturbing clues in preparation for his final plan.
This is like
And although all the
an
signs were there that something was about to
46
go
minutes
very wrong,
long, so
Randy's fans either ignored it or didn't take it seriously. But Randy was dead serious, and I'm not exaggerating when I say the motive behind his massacre is the most bizarre I've ever heard. Randy first became interested in YouTube in 2008, eventually creating a channel called Pioneer Productions. At first, his content seemed pretty normal. He created Let's Plays, filming himself and his reactions as he played video games. And sometimes he'd act out skits with a toy frog and stuffed whale. He rubbed shoulders with some popular creators in YouTube's early days. He was mentioned at one point in a Ray William Johnson video, bragged that Fred supposedly liked one of his videos, and was even friends with Plasma Master Dawn, a YouTuber who recently died and was then allegedly exposed as a sex offender. But as Randy's videos went on, there was a
okay, all
noticeable
of the
change.
YouTubers,
You
like,
see,
it's even
Randy
going to
was
happen to me
obsessed
if
with
I
the
die,
Nickelodeon
are
cartoon Danny
going to be
Phantom,
pegged
which
as some
follows the
sort of
adventures of
sex
main
offender,
character Danny
like it's
Phantom, who
happened to
became a
every
human ghost
single
hybrid after an
YouTuber
accident
thus
involving
far.
the portal between the human body
So
and the
when
ghost
that
world.
hits the
This is
fan,
where Randy first saw the character
yeah.
Ember McLean. She was his first crush, and the moment he laid eyes upon her in his late elementary years, he said he instantly felt something change within him.
Like, if you look on the poster behind me, those were inspired by Ember McLean, which is a ghost from a TV show called Danny Phantom, which started back in 2003, 2004. Yeah, I was in late elementary school at that time. But this ghost, this woman always connected with me. But ever since I first saw her, something changed. It wasn't like I grew up or anything like that. Like, everybody was, oh my gosh, I'm attracted to girls and all this. It just, something changed. It was like a spark. And it just connected with me. It made me feel warm inside. And it felt very familiar, which was strange. It was like I'd seen her before.
Oh, I hate cats. Dang it.
Is yours loading?
He said his
Is mine loading?
Oh. Yeah, it's an ad. Never mind.
Yeah.
official
I was,
interface started in
yeah, it was
2010,
something
but
stupid. I was like,
this
oh,
obviously
dang it.
wasn't obvious, but a
An ad.
realization. As Randy fell down the
Give it. There we go.
rabbit hole of this infatuation, he created his own spin-off characters, also known as FC's original characters, along with his own animated series based on the show. This series was called Ember's Ghost Squad, obviously inspired by Ember McLean. Randy was so invested in his animated series that he had stickers of his fictional characters on his car. What started out as a seemingly innocent partaking of a fandom was about to turn into something
So
far
far, I
more
think it's pretty
disturbing.
cool.
But in hindsight, perhaps the signs of Randy's dark
I
side
love
were
these
evident
true
in his
crime
early
stuffs.
years.
I listen
As a
to them
child,
as
Randy was
I
described as
as
shy
I
and
work on
desperately wanted
things.
friends and began struggling with thoughts of death in elementary school,
Me too.
fantasizing that he'd board a plane and it would crash so it would be an insta-death. Death was even a reoccurring theme in the games Randy would
Are you
play as
sure?
a child, making the childhood videos he'd upload all the more eerie to look back on.
Oh, that's funny.
Suffer. Not just me, but all the people who made me suffer. No, it's not.
His loneliness would follow him into high school. Though he described having a few friends, he never had a girlfriend or went on a date. It was during this time that Randy seemed to start crying out for help through attention-seeking behavior, such as writing stories in class where the characters would die horrible and gruesome deaths. He couldn't believe his teachers didn't care.
I must have wrote like 4 or 5 stories where the character got killed at the end, and I actually turned these in as assignments, and I never got like any like weird looks from the teacher or anything. She was a nice teacher and everything, really great. But yeah, the
See,
teacher never like felt
that
concerned or
confuses
anything.
me
I
because
just
you would
remember
think that
not
a
getting
teacher
any
would catch on
feedback
to
in terms of that, so I don't know. what she
the
was thinking.
disturbing
Yeah,
content.
Soon enough,
That
most
Randy started investing more time into Pioneer Productions, and it
most of
wasn't
the time the
long before
teachers
YouTube became his passion
overreact
in
to the
life.
least little
He
thing,
eventually
and
decided to
they just let
dedicate
this
all
slip
his
through the
time to his
cracks.
channel. It was during
yeah,
this time that Randy seemed to get more and more isolated. He was almost always alone in his videos. Something inside Randy would begin to break in his late high school years as he prepared to enter the real world. He began getting poor grades as he neared graduation, and he hated his job working at
this
the
kid
Y
definitely
supermarket.
had a form of
And high
extreme
school,
autism.
I was
Um,
that typical jaded teenager.
at
You
least
know,
that's what I
just
get.
don't want to be here, don't want to do
You know,
anything. I'm bored with my life. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. You know, the typical teenage drama you deal with. And
Having no clue what he wanted to do with his life, he started to go down a dark path, fantasizing about setting himself on fire like the cartoon character Ember and taking his own life. And something would happen to Randy that would change him forever. One of his brother's friends, Tom, died in a car crash.
Tom Lynch. He was in my brother's grade. He's a grade below me, but I've had a class with him before and whatnot, so I knew him. And he died on his way to school in the morning, crashed into a tree, smashed into a tree, dead on arrival at the hospital. And that was the first
Jesus.
time I got messed up. That messed me up.
Though he hadn't known Tom well, he said his death really affected him. His daydreams in class
So I
became
don't know
consumed with
how
idle YouTuber
far
death,
off
and
the
his growing
stupid
fixation on
ad
the morbid subject
from
led him to
YouTube
start a
threw
strange
us.
tradition.
We
Driving
started
by
off
the
at the
location of
exact same
Tom's
time,
death
but the
every
stupid
year
ad
on
threw
the
us
same
off.
day he
So
died.
if
When I'm not thinking about
you're
the
a little
kid
bit
or my
behind or a
family
little
or my
ahead of
love,
me,
I'm always thinking about what happened
sadly I
when he
can't
died.
control
I
that
want to do
because I
everything I
couldn't figure
possibly
out
can
the
in life before I
watch
die.
together
It's such a
thing.
scary thought. It's like everything has to end sometime.
I don't
I'll be
think
dead one
I'm
day.
too
You'll be
bad
dead one
behind
day.
if I
It's not
am.
good to
Um,
think about stuff like that. I know this is scary stuff, but it is just weird, and I think about it too much.
Randy claimed to be struck by tragedy again after one of his newest friends, Matt, also suddenly died in a car accident.
I
He
still
wrote in his
say that
journal, Tom's death sucked the life out of me. Matt's
he
death
definitely
killed
needed
me.
what.
Doesn't matter what you do, you're gonna die. You'll end up dead one day. Right now,
Professional
if
help.
someone right now is
Yeah,
going to sleep,
he
they're gonna wake up
definitely had
tomorrow
a
and be dead.
bad
Someone's
case
gonna
of
die before they can go to
autism
sleep, and they don't know that. They
and a
might go
bunch
to
of
sleep
other
now, wake up
things.
tomorrow, go into the world, and they're gonna die somehow. Car accident, heart attack, some other supernatural force or whatever. Yeah, just I think about that a lot too, which is weird. I think about death a lot. I take no shame in thinking about dying a lot, but I seriously do think about death all the
He
time.
had severe depression
Death is
thinking about
not
death all the
fun to think
time.
about. In a way, it's like an escape. For me, it is.
And there was a
Not
lot
long
wrong
after,
with this
Randy
kid.
himself ended up getting into a car accident, and it was like this event flipped a switch in him, causing his obsessions to spiral into an even darker, deeper place. Randy began to fixate on the idea of getting older, and this idea terrified him.
Like, where was
This
his
fear would
parents?
eventually warp into a
Right.
disgust for older people, and Randy decided that living past the age of 30 was pointless. It was here that he decided he wanted to die young and soon.
There would be no possible way I
Well,
could live
sadly,
until I was
you're
60
old
something
by
without
now.
changing up. Honestly, I don't know how people do it. I don't know how people get up every day and go to like a dead end job, come home, do the same exact routine every f***ing day, every f***ing weekend. How
I
do you
forgot to do a
honestly do that?
content
I was
warning
never
that
able
this
to
was
compute it in my
extremely
head.
tragic.
How do you live on this planet for
Oops.
decades upon decades upon decades? I honestly don't know how you do it.
At the same time, Randy was developing some other strange
I was
ideas involving the cartoon
I was
character Ember.
excited to get this
Writing in
done.
his journal, I miss my cartoon-like form. Bodies in this
Thanatophobia,
dimension are
the
tolerable,
fear of
but they're
death.
nothing
And I might be
compared to
saying
that
that wrong,
dimension.
but
And
Yeah,
that's when Ember
but
came back into
this
my life. It was in
thanatophobia.
2013.
this
I was
kid
just
wanted
that
to
was it.
die.
From that point forward, she never left my
Well,
life
at
again.
first he was
Ever.
afraid
He
of
became
it, but
convinced that
then
after he died, he
he
would return to
developed
his
the
true
fear of
form,
getting
a
old,
ghost girl
as
just like
opposed to
Ember,
the
and that
actual
he'd
fear
live
of
on with the
death.
fictional characters he created in Ember's Ghost Squad.
It's
For
bad that Danny
8 years.
Phantom
This was
had a
what
role to
Randy called
play in
his
this.
big realization that he
Because
didn't
I
belong
loved
here on
that
Earth. He
show.
was actually a ghost girl, and the only way he could return to
The
what he was
fear of
truly
getting
supposed to be
older
was
is
by dying.
gerascophobia.
During this time, he also
Yep.
began struggling with his gender identity, leading him to experiment with wearing bras.
I guess
Which is a
what it
genuine
came down
fear,
to was I felt like
and
I
a
was
lot
like
of people have that
transgender or
fear.
something. I didn't feel
Yeah.
like a woman the whole time, which spiritually I'm a woman. I'm a female soul. But I had to live in a man's body to do what I set out to do. That was my soul contract. That was what I was meant to do.
Forms and
Ah,
songs
another
like
ad.
this get responses like that. But with
No.
I
He
haven't
eventually
had
stole
one since the last one.
clothes out of his mother's closet and
Yeah,
cross-dressed for no
I
one
just
else to
got
see.
another one.
I was cross-dressing ever since high school. When you guys would go to your bowling leagues and Jeremy would go with you, I would either film a YouTube video, back in early high school,
So
9th,
yeah,
10th,
just
11th grade. I would
start
pretty much
thinking about
always
having
film a
a
YouTube video
disorder too.
between 9th and
Yep.
10th grade on every Wednesday when we would go out the door. So I would either film a video or I would cross-dress. And that's something I
And
kept
he
to
had
myself
gender
my whole life.
problems as
I never
well.
told anybody about this.
He
Yeah,
wrote in
that's
his
the
journal, I
identity
sit here
disorder.
alone on my bed full of emptiness. I'm wearing my girl clothes with my legs crossed. Why am I damned to spend 2 to 3 decades in this disgusting body? I'm not a man.
I miss doing
Sorry,
this
Mom
with
and
you. I
Dad,
miss
but I'm
sitting on
not
the bed
sorry.
and us
I'm a
just
woman.
watching crime
Each and
shit
every day
together.
it gets harder and harder to live in this body. I'm wearing my female natural selection shirt with my American Eagle bra, panties, and black leggings. I guess the proper term would be transgender,
Hey,
but I don't
Calvin.
even fully agree on that. I'm
If
legit
you
a
want,
girl
come get
trapped
this
inside a
flat ass
boy's
soda.
body. I'm a femme soul. Randy began taking action to change his appearance in order to better match his ghost girls. He skipped meals when he could, surprised that his family
Yep,
didn't
it's that one.
notice, and started shaving all of his body hair with a woman's razor. At first, he hid his razor in a drawer in his room, but then for some reason decided to keep it out in the open. Again, he couldn't believe that no one noticed. Perhaps it started to sink in that nothing he did really made a difference. Maybe he started thinking he needed to do something more drastic to get people's attention.
Every day of my life since 2013, just felt more and more authentic. And look at the back. Look at where my stuff is. You see, there's
Huh.
tons of Venus razor. It's intimate stuff that girls use to shave their
Well, I
arms and
wish you
arms.
luck.
Every 3 days since like 2016, I've been shaving my arms and legs and entire body every 3
And
days.
see, that's
It's
part of the
just one of the
problem.
things
He
I'll
was
say. It's
trying to
like
get
white
his
stain on
family
the
to
floor,
notice
like
that he
splotch
needed
on the
help. He was
carpet.
crying
That
out for
was
help,
an
and no
ember.
one
I
noticed
just
anything.
wanted to make
They
it so
didn't
my
notice the
wife
women's
could look
razors
myself.
or any of the women's
Yeah.
About
products in the
this
room.
body paint. Like, I don't even know what it was.
Oh,
It
there's
was
a
like
baby knocking
latex
on my door.
that like it was like glued
Sync
to your
video.
skin.
You'll have to send me
And it got on the
uh,
carpet and then it
a
got
message with the
on
name
my body
so I
hair,
can
which
send it to
almost
myself.
never came out at the time. What little body hair I had at the time, anyways. But that stuff never came off. Yeah, you're over there sleeping, and here I am at 3 in the morning, covering myself in this latex.
Randy's inner turmoil was far from over, and although his passion for entertainment
Videos with
continued to
family.
intensify, it wasn't long before he was forming a new obsession, the Columbine High School massacre. He began
Amy
frequently
come to
posting on
get
the
Zay
Columbine
for
forum and participating in
That's
different
okay.
threads,
I'm
even a thread for sharing Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold
I'm stuffing
memes.
my face full of
One
cookie.
post that caught his attention read, I know
Hey,
the students finished the
it was
1999
soon
school
to
year
knock
at a
the
nearby
damn door.
school,
My
but I
kids
was
don't.
wondering if they still had to complete their final exams. What about exams for the injured? It'd be so mean to make Patrick take them after he got out of the hospital. Randy replied, I never thought about that, ha ha ha. Tests had to be the last thing on the surviving victims' minds. To me, Randy just seemed like one of those people who, when he's interested in something, he dives in headfirst with an almost uncanny hyperfixation. But unfortunately, none of his obsessions were healthy, and now Randy was starting to get ideas. He was also starting to
Of
feel
course, none of
increasingly
his
lost in
obsessions were
life.
healthy.
During a live stream from 2014, 3 years before his
He was
plot,
struggling
Randy suddenly
differentiating
announced to
what
the
was in his
dismay of his
head and
fans that he
reality.
wouldn't be around much
Yeah,
longer, and would probably be leaving YouTube for reasons he couldn't
I
say.
know.
It's pretty
Not leaving
and
right
stuff
this
like
second.
personality just
Could be a year, it could be a little bit longer than
Mm-hmm.
that. I don't have anything set in stone or anything like that. There's multiple reasons for it. I don't really know what to say. It's just like I'm leaving.
He ranted about how his YouTube channel was all he ever wanted to do, and how graduating from college for mass communications was a waste of 3 years, because it was a field he said he would never enter. He had his passion for YouTube, but after working at it for 6 years, he was sure he had failed. Having to accept this and figure out a
That
different
one,
way to
that
make
part
money
I
seemed
understand.
quite difficult for him.
It's like
I'm
it's
yeah,
not
the
really
YouTube
YouTube's not a job.
I'm
It's like
failing as a YouTuber.
have two different jobs in my life and having to balance each one. The one I care about
I
most
am
is
barely
YouTube,
holding
but
on.
it's not a job, and that's literally all my time goes into the YouTube channel. I just can't deal with everything anymore.
He also talked about how much he hated his job at the supermarket, but he had to keep it for the money.
just cheers.
Supermarket for 4 years. I'm about to set the place on fire. Right now, that's my only source of income, and I'm not making a lot. I wish I could just do this forever. I wish I could just interact with viewers, do videos, but life doesn't allow that.
He also alluded to something extremely telling.
There's so much more than just like real life.
So
There's stuff too that
Calvin found something that should be easier for us to use. It's called a sync video, where we can watch it at the exact same time and don't have to fight
But
with the
somehow, even after this
watch
pessimistic
together
live
thing.
stream, Randy said that 2014 ended up being one of
So
his best
so
years.
next time we're
And so
gonna
he
try
held off
that.
on planning the grand escape from his human body. However, it wasn't long until he began to feel dissatisfied with life once again, and in 2017 he decided it was time. But before he could do anything, he wanted to finish up the EGS animation project he'd been working on.
You will watch the murder show? Well,
He
she's
thought he'd
definitely
be
our
able to go
blood.
forward with his
Yeah.
big plan in September,
Did you
figuring
hear her?
he'd finish
Yeah.
his project by
She
then.
said, I will
He
watch
tried
the
to figure
murder
out
show.
a way he could decide the date based on coding the letters EGS, E being 5, G being 7, and S being 19, placing his big plan for 5719. But as the days went by, he realized he couldn't wait 2 years. He wanted to die so he could become
She's his
the
alter
ghost
ego.
who was clawing to get out.
14, 13, 12 days away from doing this, you know? This is it. There's a lot on my mind.
That's
If I
okay,
was in a
'cause
position, you'd have a lot on my
you're
mind, too.
dealing
Every
with
day,
a
I
toddler,
have to
and
make
I'm
count,
stuffing
you
my
know? This
face
is it.
full of
Just
cookies
under
that I
2
got from
weeks to live.
McDonald's
I
like
got 2 weeks to live.
yesterday.
What do you do? God is forbid if somebody does see me blocking the exit.
Yeah, we're making a great video, aren't we?
Yeah, I turned
Routine.
subtitles
Learn
on,
everything
so
about my girls.
because it's hard to
In the
hear.
meantime, Randy began filming a set of tapes for his parents to view after his death,
I
planning to
love
post them
your
online
parents.
just before he struck. He ranted in his journal about how
It's
much he
April
hated
Red.
humanity and how he was a self-described
Hey,
narcissist who enjoyed watching
Kira,
the tapes of himself
Yeah.
don't you
over
just
and
love
over
her
again.
beautiful
Pages
hair?
upon pages of the
I
journal
don't
were
know, I
dedicated
can't
to
see it.
rambling about the Columbine massacre.
Give me
As he
1 second.
described again and
Can you see
again
it
how he was sucked
Give me
into
1
the
second.
world of Columbine and how he
Don't
felt
touch the
discrimination,
buttons.
especially to Eric Harris.
Hi,
He
Curly.
also revealed he was extremely homophobic and racist,
Let's just
writing
remind
extensively
you.
about his hatred for gay people. His goal to
Now
finish the
show her your
animation
pretty
project
red hair.
before he died wasn't working out. He
Isn't
complained in
it
his journal that the
gorgeous?
voiceover
Mine's
actors
still
he
kind
hired
of
weren't
red.
fast enough, and he freaked out when an animator didn't want to work on his project because he wasn't comfortable with the theme. See, Randy's animation project was called the Westboro High
We're
Massacre.
talking on
So all
video
things
while we're both
considered, it's
watching the
weird
show.
enough that he found anyone comfortable to
He's
even
the boy
voice act
that
for it.
does the murder.
Still don't have it. I sent the script in March.
And
He's
you
cool.
Second. Where's my voiceovers, Laura?
and you,
Yeah.
you notice that he's losing it.
Voiceover by Monday, Laura. Dead. Makes you feel like you don't even
Oh,
remember.
no, I don't
Remember
think
that
he
when
kills
you work
the
with people
girl.
in the future.
He wants to be a
Expected to have this months ago. At least say what's going on. So
Oh,
I
now I'm getting a
know.
commercial.
If you don't,
Oh,
That's the first one.
I got another one
How
too.
crazy is that? You've had like 3 or 4 commercials.
Yeah, this is the third one.
what the ever. People are worthless sacks of
Yeah,
Who cares
the
until you're
the
dead.
kid's slowly losing it. I forgot his name already. Randy's plan. 5 days. 5 days before Randy's plan.
You haven't seen Jack on my
I-
social media since. And after
Yeah,
this
that's
happened,
where I'm at too.
man, I wish I would have talked to them more.
See, we're pretty synced up still.
Always what
Awesome.
my fan base. As much as I love my fans, no one said Jack to me until I said something big. Like, oh, I'm leaving. If nothing major was happening,
He's posting these videos and like none of his family or friends are getting concerned about him.
Hell, or even followers.
Who cares? Never said anything. People say they care.
Love you.
Late now.
But eventually,
Not
Eric
even
became
his
one of the
followers
people he
have
was
said
working with.
anything.
His project was stuck, and he decided he'd had enough. That he couldn't wait any longer. He purchased 2 shotguns, writing in
You
his
hear her
journal,
calling
"You're
daddy?
a fool to
Mhm.
trust me with that shotgun. Oh, mother, if only you realize you just signed my death warrant by taking me to that gun shop."
That just happened. That just happened. Oh my goddess. Oh my goddess. I am armed.
Oh, his goddess.
Armed.
I got it. I got it. 2 Mossberg 500 shotguns. My boss has been trying to get on day shift or second shift. He had an opportunity to get it, but the way things are looking, he's not going to get it. So then also put me like on the clock because it's like he's been trying to look for
Okay, they're loud.
work. The way I see it, I can just
Amy,
barely
shut
have enough
up.
time to do all this within 4
Amy.
days. I want to
Emma,
do it
quick.
I can't tell my parents that
You
I
damn
have
redheaded
now. They
pussy
know I'm
ass.
the one, but then if they see that I have
Well, that's in the
vaccine,
video.
but the inch is shorter on the barrel and be like, why do you need that? And that's when it's
Oh, was you
like
recording?
personal stuff.
Yeah, I'm still recording.
Shotguns. You're scaring me. Please don't start buying more guns. Just waiting on getting
Mother, your Georgian came out. Or
But
Floridan, whatever.
I don't think people would actually think I would actually consider doing something like this.
He took target
That
practice
shall
videos
remain a
in what appeared
mystery
to be
to
in his
all of our
backyard,
viewers.
with someone else holding
Right.
the camera and filming him.
Just
It
know
makes
she
you wonder
is
who
from
exactly was
another
filming him
state.
and how they couldn't have realized something was about to go very wrong. Especially taking Randy's
Just
shirt into
think of all the worst
consideration.
things I
The
could have
same
said.
shirt Eric
Right.
Harris wore on the day of the Columbine massacre. What happened next is almost unbelievable. Randy began deliberately
like
leaving a disturbing trail of notes and
Robin
tweets that he was
Williams on
planning
Mrs.
something.
Doubtfire
When the date for his plan was June
when
7th,
he answers
he
the
was not
phone
being very subtle
Yeah.
at all.
as
But
like
still,
the crazy
nobody
lady
seemed to even
beating
care.
the kids.
In his journal,
Mhm.
Randy seemed almost disappointed that his parents didn't notice he was planning something. He wore his natural selection shirt time and time again, and was shocked that his parents didn't catch the reference.
But Eric Harris had a white T-shirt.
His parents
black
weren't very
text,
bright.
natural selection.
No, they weren't.
3 of them, yet none of you knew what it meant. Which
Or
Like-
they just were
I
too
didn't want to tell you
busy.
that, so I kept that under wraps.
They probably
That's
both
a
work
warning
because he's
sign.
got a nice setup there, which means they
How
have
she
some
asked the
type of
question
money.
yourself
You know?
Yeah.
is beyond me.
Of course, he worked
Back
too,
then, you might
so
realize,
he
geez,
could have
like,
gotten all of that
you
with
might
his
just-
own money
might
too.
just
You
start
never
having
know.
Flashbacks in your head of certain things, like certain
Yeah.
situations where it's like, wow, that was one of them, or that was a warning sign right there. Or,
He
But
wondered in
still,
his
I
journal
at
if
least
he would
watch
have
y'all's
fangirls who
videos.
would obsess over him. That'd be great,
Okay,
he
go
wrote.
shut my door back.
Oh,
He
do
began
you
tweeting a
watch
series of
the
alarming
videos?
messages, not only on his main Twitter account,
Yeah,
but
I
on
watch
the
y'all's
variety of
videos.
alternate Twitter
Make
accounts.
sure y'all ain't going crazy.
Roleplay.
No, I'm
They
not.
pretend to be his
Although,
characters.
in my
wrote
most
all this
recent
dark,
video,
brutal,
Calvin did
morbid,
get mad
grim
at me
stuff into my
because I said
videos, and
no
people
at
ate
something.
it up, and they loved it. And they didn't realize that I actually
I don't
wanted
even
to
remember what I
post
said
it
no
on
at.
social media how I really
But,
felt. Amber was always there in this dark place, like I mentioned. She fueled me to do this. I was like, she told me to do this.
Man, I'm out of
I
chocolate
needed
chip
more
cookies.
souls.
He even convinced himself that one of his own fictional characters he had created, Mackenzie, was his soulmate. He drew himself as a ghost girl with Mackenzie
Dude,
holding hands.
Cat,
Captioned, "Love
that
this
is
girl."
not a treat
Posing
for
as
you.
these characters on multiple Twitter accounts, he took on their personalities and pretended he was all of them, tweeting at each other, but really
Excuse me.
just at himself.
That was very
Before Randy's
ladylike.
big
It's
party,
almost
the
like
Ember Ghost Squad Twitter account tweeted,
Heath
"If
Ledger
you think
when
your
he
body
did
is
the
ready for
Joker.
June 7th, then you're
Yeah,
greatly
he
mistaken.
didn't
17
he go
videos
crazy
is your
after
code
that,
marked. Big
or have to
fans.
be in
Yeah,
some sort
something
of?
like that.
He had
As
to
the
be in
days
some
counted
sort
down to
of
his plan, he posted
rehab
under his
almost.
Mackenzie account, "I can't take
Guess
my
we
eyes
should
off the
say
countdown
allegedly.
clock. Andrew isn't crazy,
You know.
just caught in the middle of two worlds and dimensions. People don't see or
Oh well,
understand that."
shit
Looking
is
back on these
quite
Twitter
literally
accounts, it
about
just
to hit
feels
the fan.
weird,
So
as you're looking in on Randy's alter egos. Randy made his character Mackenzie calm and
right
shy,
now
while
they're
he made
just
his
kind
other
of
character
giving
Rachel
us.
violent
They've
and
been
angry.
giving us for the
In
past
switching through his characters, he would
20
tweet back and
something
forth about
minutes
his plans in the wide open for everyone to
before
see.
the
The only
before
thing
he
I can think is
actually
many
yeah.
people assumed the edgy and haunting content of the posts was Randy's way of really getting into the ghost-themed characters.
This is
But
one.
to him, the fun and games
This is
of
gonna be
pretending
one of the
had
shorter
ended a
ones
long
that
time
we do.
ago.
I'd
What
like
might be
to
most
do
notable about
something
his
like
accounts
this
is his
at least
character
once
Rachel's
a
clear
week.
obsession with Columbine. Clearly, his two worlds were now
Yeah.
inextricably
I think that would
intertwined.
be nice.
At this point, Randy was completely lost in his fictional world and convinced that he would die and come back as one of his characters. It was his own fantasy.
It's
that
gonna
had
have to
spurred
be
his
once a
dream.
week when
And
they're
as
at
his social
school.
media antics
Yeah.
continued and time slowly ran out, it should have been obvious to anyone following his Twitter accounts that something was very wrong. Here's where things get chilling. Randy wanted to go out with a bang, and in a sickening twist, he decided it would all come down to a coin flip.
Yeah,
Whether he would
he
commit
he
a
he,
massacre at home or
he
at the
decided
casino,
on a
where he
coin
worked
flip
night shift.
on
And
exactly
this
what
is
he
what
was gonna do.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Yeah.
Got a 1983 quarter right here. You believe in fate?
He was
Here's the flip test.
here's the messed up part though.
Flip this 3 times.
He was either gonna
Set of 3, right?
shoot up his family or shoot up his coworkers at his job.
I'll do it here. If it's tails, supermarket.
Right.
That's fucked up. I wonder how his family felt looking back on that. Did you put a disclaimer that your mom cusses?
I'll have to put it in the description because I do too. I forgot to do a content warning as well, so
Touch it.
you know.
You will see it as I see it. If I can find it. There it is. That's the tails. See that? Looking at it.
Yeah, if I was his mother, I would not. Coming down to it. Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
I don't even know how I would react
yeah.
to that.
Down to the very last coin flip.
I don't either, knowing that my kid was planning on shooting my
This
ass
is it.
up.
Or someone else.
All marbles.
I definitely.
Set
Well,
that
I'd be
plate
more
for
devastated if he was gonna shoot me.
I mean, I would too.
I can't believe
But
I'm having this
That I was even in the running to be shot. You know,
right.
because I think we all secretly have that list of people that, if the zombie apocalypse came, we're gonna go shoot them whether they're already zombies or not.
Oh, most definitely.
I can't see it. I see it in the grass, but I can't see it.
At least I hope it's not just me.
Well, I don't think it's just you because I think about that too.
That is a tails, folks.
Tails, I think, was the supermarket.
Yeah.
Which means there's going to be a loss of a human life besides my own.
See, he had.
Possibly.
I don't remember if he did end up killing himself or if he was
And just
sent
like
to
that, it
prison.
was decided with something as silly and trivial as the flip
But
of a coin, the fates of innocent people were sealed. And they had
he
no
should have.
idea about any of it.
Oh my goodness. Another ad.
Commercial.
Yep.
Yep.
Ready to die. Ready to go. 6 more nights and it'll all be over. You hear that? That's how quiet it's going to be in my
Hey,
house.
YouTube,
For
we
I
understand.
want to know how everyone's going to take this. How much they're going to cry. How long are they going to cry for? For all I know, this story could just be headlines one day around here and then be gone. And not become anything for all I know.
On June 1st, 2017, Randy posted that he was going to need the help of his fans the next Wednesday night. Randy said he needed someone to record a brief live stream of him.
I decided to broadcast it live on Facebook. I know something's going to end the stream. It's going to get cut.
Yeah, that's messed up to broadcast it
In his
live on
next message
Facebook.
on June 2nd, Randy talks about the Westboro High Massacre
Yeah.
video he made, which he promised would come out on June 7th.
Hold your dress up.
What?
What happened?
She said she had to go pee. She's wearing a dress.
This is surreal right now.
I don't
Oh.
want her dress to get
Okay.
in toilet water.
Okay.
This is my last video. I don't know
It's
what will happen to my channel.
brand new Care Bear
I don't know what
dresses
people are gonna think about it.
that I got her
It
for
doesn't bother
school.
me, but just looking at everyone at the supermarket, the manager's coming in. Ah, da, 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 da,
No,
listening
just go
around, talking
pee.
about this, and 4 more nights, your whole lives are gonna be turned upside down.
Streaming with my mother. The joy of that. Having like 10 head of toddlers there.
Yeah, there should be a disclaimer about all the minions running around my house all the time.
Right.
Everything would just be thrown away. Whoever would have thought that a cartoon character would cause this to happen? A cartoon character. How can a cartoon character bring all this out in you? How is that even possible? The biggest question will always be,
Why does none of his family or friends following his YouTube? I don't understand.
I don't either. And I can assure you, Mother, that I am not going crazy. I am going crazy from working my butt off. But I am very excited.
I know, we all work too hard.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this backpack that I'm making. So
I will be laughing my white ghost female ass off when I get messages saying, you know, I help people get through dark times, or I changed their life, you know, or my videos make them laugh their ass off or put a smile on their face.
Good job, baby
all I
girl.
really wanted.
Just so everyone knows, she peed in the potty
by
herself.
She
said hi.
I was like, oh,
she said hi.
Personally, I actually
Yeah, she said hi.
I used to use his music in my videos.
It's okay. I'm about to have a furry parrot on my shoulder, aka a big old fat cat.
No thanks. I cross-dress myself. It's kind of funny. Pretty similar with some things we do. I say really brutal on Twitter sometimes.
I
People
surprised
support it
Destiny
sometimes.
as a
It
kid.
blows my mind. It's like,
Oh, did
it's the
you?
man's world.
I did.
Women are better. I'm gonna miss you guys. I really am.
I bet she loved that.
What they used to be. You get
Oh,
the most
yeah.
random thing in the world.
Ray had some, and
Things that are supposed
she
to
had
make
been
you cry,
talking
they
about
don't.
getting a pet so she's not
Let
by
it go,
herself
and
when
Frozen
she's
made
by
me cry.
herself, you know?
Yeah.
A lot.
Not just once.
Well, to
numerous
be
times.
completely
There are
honest,
I
three
watched,
black.
I watched the movie like 20 times.
to be completely honest,
Feels like an eternity, but
my fat boys right here,
maybe it's like I blinked and I
were
was 24
supposed
and
to
a
be
half.
outside
24 and a half.
because they won't quit tearing up my trailer even more than it already is.
I sit here and ask myself, would I do it all over again?
2 days later,
Dead
after I
before next
tossed
week
them
ends.
outside,
I'll be dead.
uh,
Legit dead. This is it.
I went outside
Okay,
and loved
I'll
on
miss you
them.
guys.
The door
I'll
was
still watch
open,
some of you.
and
I'll see you on the other
Chunky
side.
Monkey
This is
here,
Blaze,
a demon,
signing off.
decided that he
Enjoy
was
the rest of
ready
your
to come
lives.
inside. He like leapfrogged
And then
off
in
of
the
my
early morning
shoulder
hours of June
to the
7th,
water bowl.
Randy took a strange and eerie video of the wise
So I was
guy
like,
at the
okay, I
grocery
guess they're
store,
coming
the
back
place
inside.
he worked for 7 years, and the same place that
Here
would
he
later
goes.
become a crime scene.
Yep.
In this video, it seems he's scoping around the store and checking all the exit points, and it's incredibly haunting to watch, knowing what
As
would
I'm
happen
kissing
just
my
one
cat.
day later. On the night of June 7th, just hours before the horror that was about to unfold, Randy posted his final video to YouTube, his big animation project. It starts out and shows him loading 2 shotguns, which he calls the Twins, named Mackenzie and Rachel after his favorite fictional characters, before he stuffs them into a duffel bag.
I gave them names. The first one I bought, I called Rachel, and then I called the smaller one Mackenzie, after Mackenzie West. As much as you might find it hard to believe, in this poster, I'm the one wrapping my arms around her. That's me.
Again, this is a reference to Columbine, as Eric Harris also named his firearm. But Randy didn't stop there. Eric had etched the name into the firearm, and Randy decided to do the exact same thing.
Now I duct taped the pistol grip thanks to Eric Harris.
It's in this video that he proclaims, "I've been stepped on my whole life, not anymore. I've had enough of this putrid planet and I'm gonna leave my mark." Yeah,
Come here.
kinda dark. And it
Come
honestly
on.
makes me wonder what was a bigger motivator
Come on.
for him in the end. The rebirth as a ghost girl
Hi,
he
buddy.
so
Come
desperately
here.
wished for, or simply getting the attention he desired for so long.
My
You're
cats are
looking at the
needy.
beginning of his video right now, hours before what happened. At this point, Randy isn't being discreet. In fact, he practically bragged that something was going to happen. It was in plain sight now, and there was still time to stop him, but still,
I love all
Randy
the
couldn't
My Little
abstain.
Pony
I started talking
paraphernalia.
with a girl online, and I started talking to her about the shotgun.
Yeah.
She was one of only 2 people I told about the shotgun.
Clearly, something dark is about to happen.
And
but I have to
Elsa,
warn you that what happens
Inside
next is
Out. There's a lot of
extremely
Disney
disturbing,
posters
especially
too.
because this is the kind of thing that seems like it could happen anywhere and to anyone.
Yeah, like his
The next
parents.
day in the
I don't
early
understand
morning
how
hours
they
of
didn't
June 8th,
notice
24-year-old Randy was
that he
working
was
his magic
struggling
at the
with his
store. He and
internal
4
self.
other employees at the
Yeah.
store were stocking the shelves while they got ready to close.
I
It
think
was
it
well after
all
midnight,
came
and the
down
store was
to him
quiet
wanting
as
to
they
be
were all pretty
noticed.
tired. But because they all wanted to get the work done,
Yeah.
head home,
Nobody
one of the
noticed
other
him, and he
employees
wanted to be
noticed that
noticed.
Randy wasn't actually doing his job. Instead of helping close the store and stock
And it
shelves,
set
he
him
was
off in this
constantly
weird
checking exits and barricading them
tangent
with
trigger.
pallets, trapping everyone inside. This calm and calculated
Okay,
preparation is
Demon,
especially chilling
you're
to me
freaking heavy.
because there were so many chances to second
I love
guess the
you,
plan
and I love
turn
the
back
cuddles,
before it
but
was
you
too
are
late.
heavy.
Randy took none of them. He casually walks to the emergency exit and pushes a pallet in front of the door before he goes back to cleaning up the store. When he pauses
You're
again,
heavy,
none
bud.
of his co-workers think anything of it, especially because Randy is on his phone. What no one knew was that Randy was sending out a few different videos and posts, which were all detailed plans of the disturbing thing
Oh,
he was
my
going
arm.
to do next. On one of his Twitter accounts, he uploaded videos called Journal, Digital Set, and most concerningly, one called Suicide Tapes.
Ah, another stupid. Ugh.
Petco.
Really? And it's a back-to-back one, and I can't even skip it.
At 10
Oh, it
p.m.,
let
he
me
tweeted
skip.
as Mackenzie, "I hope we were able to get you through the day. I always say goodbyes, but it's more like see you later.
I had
Thank
2
you,
back-to-back
Mackenzie."
that it wouldn't let
Just
me
before 1
skip.
a.m., right before
Either
the
one of them.
massacre, he tweeted as Rachel,
Oh.
"Me and Andrew are going to give the world a little insight as to what really lurks around in the shadows of your everyday lives." As soon as he was sure that the videos and tweets were up, Randy begins his sinister plan.
Yeah, he even
Something
drew
that
it out
everyone
on
the
a
internet
piece
could
of
now see
paper.
coming,
That's
but his
crazy.
unsuspecting coworkers
I
seem
missed
to
that
ignore
last
that they're
time.
trapped in a nightmare that Randy has already made sure they can't escape.
And
Around 1
nobody
a.m. with the
paid
doors
no
at the back of the
attention
building
because he
all blocked,
barricaded the
Randy
doors.
marches
Like,
his way to the main
Yep.
entrance to the store.
While
But
he
locks
was
the doors and blocks them
stocking
with another
shelves, they're
pallet.
supposed
Then
to
he
be
pulls out
stocking
the 2
shelves
pistol grip
with
pump-action
like
shotguns
four
he'd hidden in the
four
duffel
other
bag that he brought to
employees.
work. Randy had brought 2 guns just
it's
in
no
case
wonder
one of
he
them
felt
breaks down on him or
unseen.
jams and he
Yeah.
has to fixing it. As you'll see, Randy has taken great care to ensure that everything will go according to his gruesome plan. Eerily calm, Randy walks through the store, shotguns ready. The details of what happens next are debated, as the news accounts differ from what one of the employees says happened. I'll tell you all of it so you can make up your own mind, but be warned, what happens next is terrifying. In the store with Randy are 25-year-old Victoria, 47-year-old Brian, 63-year-old Terry, and 25-year-old Kristen. According
I
to
feel
Kristen,
sorry
she was in
for
the
the
same
old
aisle
man.
as Victoria, working together to
That
restock
is
the
that is an
shelves.
old
Both
man.
girls have their headphones in, with
Like, I feel
Victoria's
sorry
music
for
cranked up and
everyone
Kristen's a
in
little
this who
lower.
died, but
The two are goofing around when Victoria goes further down the aisle to get another stack of labels, completely unaware of what was about to happen. I don't hate Victoria, but you gotta go, Randy had written earlier in his journal. All of a sudden, from where she is standing, Kristen hears a few popping sounds, followed by a thud. Kristen doesn't know it, but Randy has just shot Victoria, first wounding her across the chest. But as she turned to run from him, he kept pulling the trigger, shooting her from behind at the base of her skull. And then Kristen's
Jesus.
whole world turns upside down. When she turns to see what the popping noise was, she's met with Randy standing at the end of the aisle, about several feet away from her, the guns in his hands and Victoria laying on the ground between them. As she watches in horror and shock, Randy mercilessly fires a few more shots into Victoria. Then Randy looks up and he and Kristen lock eyes. As they stare at each other, her feet are rooted to the ground, her mind racing a mile a minute, trying to comprehend what is happening. After a few heart-pounding seconds, during which Randy must have been debating killing her, he just turns and walks into the other aisle. Now, this is one of the places that accounts differ, as Kristen says that she made eye contact with Randy after he shot Victoria, which is incredibly disturbing to consider. But the other possible version of events is even more eerie. Various news sources actually reported that Kristen hadn't heard the pop of gunfire at all. Instead, they alleged that according to CCTV footage, after shooting Victoria, Randy found Kristen where she was working, and eerily looms only a few feet behind her. And the whole time she has no idea that he's there. Randy has his shotgun.
Either way, he left her
and just
alive.
watches her for 5 seconds.
Like,
Yeah.
why do you
Then he
leave this
turns and
one
goes
girl
into the next
alive?
aisle. I don't know which account is true,
Maybe he
but
liked her.
regardless, both
Maybe,
versions
but
are incredibly creepy.
you never know.
In
If
the
they
other aisle, Randy finds Brian.
they
He
had
shoots him from far away,
CT
hitting his
cams,
arm,
they
groin,
should have made
chest,
those
and the right
public.
side of his head.
Yeah,
3
so
of the
that
5 shots
I'll see
Brian
what
was hit
how
with
it
were
went
lethal.
down.
right.
Randy also hunts down his oldest co-worker, who at this point had probably heard the gunshots. Terry Sterling is shot twice in the back and shoulder, and I imagine that he must have been trying to run away when he was killed. According to Kristen, while this was happening, she still hadn't moved. She was frozen in fear, sure that what she had seen was a bad prank, because how could it actually have been real? When she finally makes herself move, she runs to check on Victoria where she isn't moving. She even tries to shake her a little to wake her up, but though Victoria still has a heartbeat, she's in a critical condition. Kristen realizes she has to go and get help. Because she doesn't know where Randy is in the store, she calls 911 on her phone while still in the aisle. What she didn't know was that it was sadly too late for any of her co-workers to be saved. She then runs to the self-scanners in the store, and as she does, she can hear even more gunshots. At the scanners, she can't see exactly where Randy is, a very dangerous and vulnerable position to be in. So to keep track of his location, she takes a risk and runs a little further. When she spots him and his back is turned, Kristen makes a break for the front door. Once there, she's able to reach past the pallet that Randy has blocked the exit with and finally unlock the door. But when she goes to push it open, her heart sinks. The door won't slide. Panicking, Kristen slams her shoulder into the door until it pops open, and she can run outside and into the parking lot. Even as a brief wave of relief floods over her, she knows she's not out of the woods yet.
No, not out the woods yet.
She sees Randy's vehicle. She decides to avoid it and keep running up a hill in order to hide behind a bush until help arrives. While Kristen is escaping, Randy is still inside finishing his plan. Though he's managed to shoot all of his co-workers except Kristen, he opens fire on some of the merchandise in the store, shattering glass all around him before he shoots at a few of the small portable propane tanks. He wants them to blow up to destroy the store and him with it, but they don't explode. Randy continues to randomly fire in the store before he decides that he has met the end of his thorough plan. Just as calmly as he made his way through the store, Randy then walks into the deli section where he takes his own life.
Ah, man.
In a gruesomely short amount of time, a total
See,
of
I thought he
15
was in
bullets were
prison.
fired. Therefore,
I
just
was
one of
like,
the shotguns Randy carried. His last tweet was,
Well,
"Goodbye,
he did. He
Holmes.
said
I'll
he
miss
was.
you." All 3 of his co-workers died from their
He
wounds.
said he was
Only
done.
Kristen managed to
yeah.
escape. Even when talking about how she had fled the store, Kristen still has no idea why Randy didn't shoot her, and so we may never know why he chose to spare her. But I think the fact that most of Randy's shootings were from farther away means that he was trying to distance himself from what he was doing. And after looking Kristen in the eyes, he couldn't bring himself to pull the trigger. After the chaos of the attack, investigators were trying to understand Randy's motive that night. So they searched his home where they found 7 boxes of 12-gauge shotgun ammunition, shooting goggles, ear protectors, and a shotgun buttstock. Police also ended up taking some of his notebooks with drawings and cartoons, along with some photos of guns.
It's so
Photos which he
random.
painted a clear picture for
Who would
authorities,
name
and digging deeper into his
anything that
personal
butt
life
stop?
reinforced that Randy was struggling with his gender identity.
The butt
He
stop
documented
the
his
gun.
declining mental health. But the tapes he released that night,
Just
filmed
the
over
butter
the past
gun,
year
but it's
planning the
stock
supermarket massacre,
issues
were
it
most
comes with.
telling, especially the strange details he focused on.
Damn it, it's
You see,
another
Randy was
trigger
acutely
word.
concerned that his parents would throw away his posters after what happened,
Yeah.
something that really shows how narcissistic he was. In the middle of planning a massacre, he was worried about
Now
his
we
posters.
spend them as their baby.
One thing I honestly hope that you guys do, give these posters to your friends. This room was something
Oh my
special.
God.
You know, the posters completely blurred the room. It looks amazing in here. Nobody's room looks quite like mine does, if you really think about it. It's very unique. I mean, you'll have my phone and all that. You could just post them on social media. Would anyone want these, you know? And I autographed the back of them. I autographed the back of all of them, so, you know, they're worth something.
But what's most clear
Man,
in
they
these
ain't
tapes
worth
is how
anything.
baffled Randy
They're
was that
crap.
somehow no one took notice of the warning signs, especially his parents.
The warning signs were always there. They were there from the beginning. You could always say, what if, what if, what if? What could we have done? You know, how didn't we know? It was all there in front of your face. You know, welcome to reality.
Emily and I have both
Ah!
been meteorology for 2 months now.
Commercial.
My skin is
Yep.
completely different, which is why our ingredients.
He's right.
In these final
How-
videos Randy released the night of the
How did they
massacre,
not
it's
know?
abundantly clear that he's lost all touch with reality. He even says that he believes the cartoon character Ember is a goddess.
I believe in a goddess, which is Ember.
He went so far as to document his unapologetic anticipation while sitting in his car, talking about how his colleagues are blissfully unaware of his plans. There are hours and hours of tapes to pore over, and that's what makes this case so chilling. Something I found shocking was just how precisely Randy had planned everything that was going to happen. Not only did he know who he would be working with and made sure to have 2 guns so nothing would stop him, and had videos ready to upload in the hour directly preceding the shooting, Randy also took the time to send an email to the actress who voiced the cartoon character Ember in the series he had created. Less than an hour before he shot his co-workers, Randy thanked her and said that by the time she read the email, he would be dead. Clearly,
Oh,
he had
that's
some very strange
eerie.
priorities
That's
in his last moments. But what's
nobody
really
would
crazy
want
about this
to
email is that in it, Randy
read
apparently
an
claims
email
he
like
had
that.
a true purpose to his videos, including the final one, the promised Westboro High Massacre. The voiceover actress didn't go into the details about what exactly Randy's true purpose for the videos were, but I'm guessing it had something to do with his belief that when he died, he would cross over to the animated world. Now, this may sound like the
No,
end of the
kid,
story to
you
you,
just
but
went
it
straight
isn't,
to
and Randy didn't
HELL.
think it was the end either. Again, all of the videos that Randy uploaded just before he took his own life told his side of the story. The bio of his Twitter profile even said that he was
And
speaking
I'm
from the
sorry
heart
if
and
that
beyond
sounds
the
cruel,
mind.
but
Watching his videos,
it's
I
true.
realized that they show a slow progression from the funny and goofy guy in his earlier videos into the monster who would show up on the night of the shooting. I actually found it really surreal to watch the Westboro High Massacre video myself. It starts with a swear-filled rant before it shows Randy readying 2 rifles, which were the ones he used in the shooting, and it even includes a few cutaway scenes that show him in the grocery store. Of course, showing the place that would later become a crime scene was disturbing, but it was made all the weirder by being followed with sections of Randy playing on a schoolyard playground. Still, what makes the whole thing even more bizarre is the overall poor quality of his legacy video, and the hundreds of comments below it ridiculing him for exactly this reason. Randy even went so far to make part of his final video a tribute to himself, with clips of him playing and sad music underneath. It's interesting to consider why exactly Randy targeted the supermarket. In his journal entries, he talked about how targeting the supermarket would be lame. But for some reason, he did it anyway. As it turns out,
No,
Randy
it
said
was
in
the
one of his
supermarket
videos that
or
his
a
father was
family.
involved
Right?
there, and the 2 weren't
That's exactly what it was.
Once I started having lousy grades and applying for jobs, and it just, I hated him. Didn't even want to look at him. And then all he seemed to care about was like me getting a full-time job and making money, and then trying to move out of the house and start my own life and all this.
Sounds
I
like
know
Dad.
I was never gonna do. Prime
Yep.
example of people
Also,
in this world.
um,
Prime
I need to talk to you later about something.
One day to
like
real
after
straight in your
this, after
life
I'm
the
not
next.
recording.
Thought I could be bipolar too.
Okay.
Lord. I hate my profession. I want to quit. Find another job. That's what you tell me to do. You hated your job for years. What'd you do? You took it out on your family. Way to go. That's definitely the answer to all your problems, isn't it? You hear that? That's me clapping and applauding from the heavens above. When's the last time you ever said you were proud of me? When's the last time you ever said I love you? I'll tell you one thing. Back in elementary school, middle school, I used to worry about Dad dying the most out of anyone in this house because I loved him back then. Once high school took off and college and all that, I found it impossible to love him anymore. And I just started hating guys more than anything.
Yeah.
Something I tracked down which gave me a new insight beyond what you might
No
think
comment.
about the Market shooting was Randy's
Yeah.
autopsy report.
Yeah.
In addition to the gruesome
No
details of his
comment.
death, the autopsy revealed a couple of really interesting things. And as I go through what
I mean,
found,
it's
the
messed
details
up
will
as it
only get more
is. I
intriguing.
kind of
Reading
relate.
the autopsy report,
Kind
I
of.
found out that
Yeah,
Randy was wearing black
I know
makeup
you
at the time of
do.
his death.
That's
The
what I'm
report says
saying.
that it
It's
was on
not
his
his
lips
dad
and
sounds
in
like your
orbit
dad.
patterns, which made
Yeah.
me think that he had drawn his makeup to look like the swirls that Ember from Danny Phantom wears around her eyes. When his body was found, he apparently had women's clothing on underneath his regular clothing. And here's
Women's
the most
clothing
interesting
on.
part. Randy had 372 milliliters of diphenhydramine in his system when he died.
Jesus.
For those of you who don't know,
Damn.
diphenhydramine is Benadryl, and you should never take more than the recommended amount as it can be fatal. But Randy had ingested way
And make
over
you
the maximum
hallucinate.
that anyone should
Yep.
ever take. As soon as I saw this, I realized something. Randy would have been essentially suffering from an overdose that night. His vision would have been blurred. He could have felt really confused, unsteady, or drowsy. And most startlingly, he could have been suffering from seizures and hallucinations as well. I can only speculate about why Randy may have chosen to take this much of something that would harm him, but I think it's interesting to consider that he could have been seeing or hearing things that night.
He
Of course,
probably
he had been
tried to
planning this
overdose
attack for a long
himself
time, and any
right
hallucinations
in
Yeah.
the
he
middle
may
of
have
the
felt he
shooting.
did. But another really interesting
Or
part about this
before
whole
then,
story
and
is
it
Randy's
didn't
own
work.
comments about drugs. In his own tapes, he talks about how he isn't interested in drugs. So why did he take a harmful amount of Benadryl that night? Was it to ensure that he didn't back out of his plan? Some people have speculated that he may have been hallucinating the animated character Ember. In a 2018 interview, Kristen came forward to speak on her experience, and she emphasized that Randy was suffering from a mental illness, and that the man who carried out these evil acts wasn't the person she and her co-workers knew and loved. This was someone different. After speaking with other employees, she says everyone agreed on one thing. They never saw this coming. And maybe that's the scariest part about this whole story. Whether it was a slow, inevitable buildup or a sudden snap, nobody could see the hidden demons just below the surface of Randy's quiet and unassuming demeanor until it was much too late. Although nothing can reverse this awful tragedy, perhaps it can serve as a lesson of the kinds of warning signs that may be able to alert us that someone is a danger to themselves and potentially everyone around them too.
Oh my goodness.